Shalom, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wawakakodash, double honor, set apostles, great millstone, do well. Peace, love, and blessings to you, bros, on the highways and byways, giving diligence, making call and election sure. Blessings to the very few sisters out there listening, learning, and believing. And shalom to the elect, wherever you may be. I'm thy fellow Labe Kanakla, coming at you once again with another lesson, Lord's will, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai's lessons, edifying and exhorting. And as you see here, I'm going to get right into it. It's hopeful year, Jacob's trouble. All right. It says port workers from Maine to Texas are set to strike Tuesday. Today is so-called Thursday. I can see this article being dated Thursday, September 26th. Updated 10/16, so just about 2 hours ago. All right. It says expect shortage. This is the point of this. All right, because it's always what will this lead to, regardless whether it's which we in the know, we truly believe that this is a manufactured disruption. Okay, so expect shortages, and this is what it would lead to. Expect shortages and higher prices. Longshore workers at ports of Maine to Texas are set to walk off the job early Tuesday, staging. Notice they use the word staging. What could become the most disruptive strike to the U.S. economy in decades, right? And already a crippling economy, a weak dollar, all right? So this is just another fatal blow. Lord willing, this does take place. Lord's willing, this thing does progress, man, all right? Because the sooner all hell breaks loose, all right, the better. The kingdom of heaven could be established here on planet Earth. And the long awaited return of the Messiah. Okay, it says a strike could stop the flow of a wide variety of goods over the docks of almost all the cargo ports on East Coast and Gulf Coast. Everything from bananas to European wine and liquor, along with clothing, toys, household goods, and European autos. Also affected could be parts needed to keep U.S. factories operating. Okay, I know where I work at. A lot of the parts on the vehicles, they come from over that Europe area. Okay, and without those parts, we have a hard time getting the parts in now. All right, parts being on back order because they're coming from overseas. So what more when this takes place? All right, this is going to lead to layoffs as well. Not only a famine, but this is also going to lead to mass layoffs. All right, simply because you just can't get the product in. All right, simply put, back order until 3 months from now. You feel what I'm saying? Those are the type of scenarios that if this takes place that we're going to enter, and then those businesses now will close because they're not able to make money. All right, they're now at a standstill. They're now in the mercies of these docks, man. It's also affected could be parts needed to keep U.S. factories operating and American workers in those plants on the job. On one side of negotiations is the U.S. Maritime Association, which uses the acronym USMX. It represents the major shipping lines, all of which are foreign owned. And that's the issue right there. Foreign owned. Okay. And when you speak about foreign owned, it's those bankers, man. Okay. That's who it is. The bankers. All right. It says as well as terminal operators and port authorities, it is facing a strike threat by the International Longshoremen Association, which represents 85,000 members overall. While the union says there are about 50,000 members covered by the contract, The USMX puts the number of jobs at the ports closer to 25,000, with not enough jobs for all workers in the union to work every day. All right, so there just won't be enough jobs for them. So that's that way. What that's signaling make layoffs, man. But if those union members walk out, as is widely expected, the strike will shut down 36 locations at 14 port authorities along the East Coast and Gulf Coast. All right. This is a good read. I don't want to make this video too long, but let's continue. It says, depending on duration, a strike could mean shortages of consumer and industrial goods, possibly driving up prices again. Already in the midst of inflation. Okay, so man, this is signaling bad times. All right, perplexity. Okay, but we as servants of the Lord, the believers of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we don't have to worry about these things. All right, it says, and that could hit an economy that's finally recovering from a pandemic-induced inflation spike. Yeah, right. There was no recovery. In addition, the halt of supplies of parts needed by U.S. factories could disrupt those plants' operations and even lead to temporary layoffs. All right, and these layoffs won't be temporary. Okay, because if this thing really pops off, it's all downhill, man. So the ports involved include the port of New York, New Jersey, the nation's third largest port by volume of cargo handled, but also includes ports with other specialties. Port Wilmington in Delaware describes itself as the nation's leading banana port, bringing in a large share of America's favorite fruit. According to the American Farm Bureau, 1.2 million metric tons of bananas come in through the ports that could go on a strike next week, representing over a fifth of the nation's bananas. Nearly 90% of imported cherries, 82% of hot peppers, 80% of imported chocolate all come through containers offloaded at those ports, including the Farm Bureau. It said the situation is just as significant for beverages, with 80% of imported beer, wine, whiskey, and scotch, 60% of rum arriving at East and Gulf Coast. Spirits are top import at the port of New York and New Jersey, according to the authorities that runs it. The port of Baltimore, which was briefly shut by the collapse of the Key Bridge when it was hit by a container ship. Yep, so this is, if you can't see it by now, all this is planned, man. So that port of Baltimore, when that shipping container hit it early this year, handles the nation's largest volume of auto imports. Further down the coast, the port of Charleston handles outgoing shipments of SUVs made at BMW's factory in South Carolina, which exports more vehicles overseas than any other U.S. factory. There hasn't been an ILA strike against these ports since 1977. That labor peace has helped them capture market share from West Coast ports that have historically had more contentious labor relations. All right. Slovakia. I continue reading. The union has pledged to continue to handle military cargo even during the strike, of course, because you're going to need the military for what they're about to bring. You're going to need the military, man, to bring in that order. So what we're looking at is potential all-out chaos, but they're going to continue and pledge to handle the military cargo even during the strike, and said that passenger ships also won't be affected. Oil tankers and ships carrying liquefied natural gas usually go to other facilities that are not affected by the strike. But almost all other ports along the two coasts could be affected. But they're going to make sure the military stuff keeps flowing, though, right? And I'll leave it there. I can leave this this link in the description. All right, or the comment section. All right. And this is scheduled for Tuesday of next week. So, more signs of the times. Your complete guide to next week's Ring of Fire solar eclipse. When is the next eclipse? It is on Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024. It will be visible from the South Pacific Ocean, southern South America, and South Atlantic Ocean. All right. So, these are all signs of the times the Lord is communicating. Hey, man, I believe it was Carl Schwab. He said expect events to take place for the elections. All right, elections is not too far off. So let's get into how this alludes to Bible prophecy. All right, 2 Ezra 6 verse 20, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away, all right, in this world, this age, because that's what it's talking about, because the world is going to abide forever. So this age, all right, this age that we live in now, the age of Esau, Esau's world, go up to the 9th verse. Esau's the end of the world. All right. So when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. So these prophecies being broken down by the prophets before the firmament. All right, and where the satellites dwell in the firmament, and that's how these things are being seen. The prophecies of the Heavenly Father by the oracles, the mouths of his servants. Okay, breaking down these prophecies and speaking them. He says, and the children of a year old shall speak with their voices. The women shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old. Not miscarriages, but what is called premature babies. All right, and they shall live and be raised up. And suddenly, this is the point I want to get at. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. So, where there is order, when something's sewn down, it's tight, it is knitted together. But suddenly, all hell is going to break loose. All right, civil unrest. The full storehouses shall be suddenly be found empty. All right, sorry I put so much emphasis on the S. A little excited. But look, this could very well, all right, make that happen. Because once this, you stop getting new stuff coming in, only place you can pull from is your storehouses. Then once the storehouse is empty, that's it. Okay. So this is they're telling you to expect shortages and higher prices. So expect your grocery stores, all right. Important things like bananas and fruits and stuff, all right. Shortages on those. You're going to go there and it's just not going to be there, man. You're going to complain and cry, and just more troubles and sorrows are just going to keep coming upon this place, man. All right. This is it. It says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, and that trumpet is the prophets, man. Been warning you of these things, man. All right. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. And at that time, and this is the point, another point, shall friends fight one against another like enemies. Okay? Because what they say, you're not yourself when you're hungry. Right? When you don't have all your basic necessities and your needs, all right, your essentials to life, watch these people turn. The real them is going to come out, man. Only thing keeping them at bay, all right, is having access to these items. All right. That's it. Once they have no access to food, as once again, perplexity, a lack of resources, all right, you're going to see your friends, your so-called friends, turn into your enemy. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that the well therein, the springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. And then that's twofold. The springs, all right, this knowledge, this water, the scripture is likened unto living water. And also too, man, that you think they hit this grid, you think water is gonna be coming out of your faucet. No, man, this is the time for them to bring you to your knees, okay? Till you be prepped, pre-cooked, and ready, all right, to receive the mark of the beast mentioned in Revelation 13 chapter in the 16th verse, where they're going to present that chip to you, all right? Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world, all right? And the end of your world. So we're going to see salvation comes through these famines and this chaos, man. So Lord willing, it takes place, buckle down, seek Yahweh Shem Yahushai now. You should be building up your faith so you won't faint in these times to come. All right, and as you see, sorrows after sorrows, nothing but bad news. All right, now that's why people, I don't like watching news. Well, hey man, this is the time that we're living in. So with that, I'm gonna leave it there. Lord willing, was edifying, giving all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. The next time, say Shalom.